We live in a rapidly changing world. Social norms have changed the way people think and live. An ever-evolving jobs market has created countless new professions that did not exist even 10 years ago. So how do we prepare our young people to think and live well in the years to come?
Kindergarten at CVCS is tailored to meet individual student needs. Our goal is to lay a firm foundation in the core subjects while appropriately supporting and challenging each child and incorporating Christ in everything we do.
Our curriculum gives students an opportunity to not only lay the foundation through their biblical understanding and our exploration of the Bible, but it gives them the opportunity to have a deep-rooted faith. So when they go through trials in life and when they are faced with that decision, their faith is deeply rooted in Jesus, and that relationship and foundation is built. I love what I do because I get to spiritually and intellectually prepare students so that they have confidence in what they believe and they can live joyfully for Christ.
I don't just teach them mathematics. That's not the goal for being in my class. The goal is for them to become just like me, someone who is passionate about mathematics, somebody who eats and drinks and sleeps mathematics. This is my 45th year. And so in that time, I've got to see what happens when a young person gets to the point where he or she believes, I just can't do it. I'm a failure. I go away from it. They've not been given that opportunity, or at least the understanding that you need to fail. You need to go through failing so that you can actually learn. It's a part of the process. And if you could get a young person to understand that and actually, this is a crazy sounding thing, take joy in the struggle, to be willing to, kind of like a craftsman used to do. It was a struggle to chisel something through. But that's part of the process. That's the joy of creating something. And they're self-creating. They're working themselves to a point where I'll be able to solve a problem now, and the skill that I'm learning is going to get me through the bigger problems of life that are going to only come when I get older.
In a high school staff meeting the other day, my principal said to the teachers, as educators, we have to ask this question: where do I want my students to be in 10 years? But as a Christian educator, we have to ask one further question: where do I want my students to be in 10,000 years? You see, I think that sums up well what we're aiming for here at CVCS. We want to prepare students to thrive both now and forever. In the Gospels, Jesus taught us that life is more than food and clothes. It's more than GPAs and resumes. It's more than colleges and careers. And so though we're dedicated to academic excellence as a school, it's our privilege and responsibility at CVCS to educate our students in the context of joyful Christ-centeredness. Because for us, education is much more than good grades. It's equipping students to thrive wisely and joyfully in God's world, to thrive now in high school, to thrive later in college, and ultimately to thrive wherever God has them from here on out.
Thank you very much for my CVCS education.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So this is the power of a CVCS education, a distinguished academic experience that prepares our students for higher education and beyond. We cultivate the critical thinking skills for them to know what they believe and why they believe it. That is a radically different education that gives us hope for the future.